My name is Lance Murgaard. I'm a chaplain both by calling and by nature. Embedded deep in me is the reality that people matter. And because of that, much of my life has been dedicated towards caring for people because I believe people matter. Whether they are in distress or whether they are just in a situation of needing to be helped in some way, my whole being moves towards wanting to help those type of people. And out of that, there was this unique thing that was brought to life, and it became ChaplainWatch. The idea in chaplaincy is to help people, is to respond to people. And that's what ChaplainWatch has been developed into. I spent some time with the Deputy Mayor at the time. He said, in a few words, what's your elevator pitch about what you do? And I said, watching out for you when good times go bad. And he said, that's the best thing I've ever heard that says everything. And that really has given us the direction in where we're going.
What we do practically is respond to the need of our community. At that time of night, in those places, there's often people that just find themselves in situations that are dangerous, that are unsafe, that they can't get themselves out of, or that they just don't have the capacity to manage in their current state of mind.
I was patrolling the streets working with an organisation as a volunteer, just watching out for people, especially the homeless, to see if anybody needed help. And there was a fight that took place in the valley. One of those victims fell through a plate glass window, severed his arm right up to the artery, and he was bleeding out. So falling back on my ethos, which is embedded in me, people matter, I grabbed his arm, and in my first grab I was able to stop the blood flow, and I was able to hold that until the paramedics arrived and police arrived, and he was taken off to hospital. It made me realise that there was a nighttime economy in the Brisbane city, and that there were people that were getting themselves into trouble, and they were just normal people out for a good time. These people are someone's son or daughter, they're someone's grandkids, they're someone's lover, there's someone's partner, there's someone's mate, workmate. They're just normal people that have come out for a good time. These people needed care, and when I looked around, no one was responding to these types of needs. So in the early days, it was very interesting. I didn't have a clue what to do. I just knew something had to be done. There was a gap, no one was filling it, but I knew something had to happen. Along with myself, 3 other people came on team, and then the 4 of us were able to just pull this together, and then volunteers started to come, people putting their hand up to say, hey, I'll join you. We all had daytime jobs, yet our passion, our purpose, our understanding of what we were doing was so real, we were willing to commit ourselves to the ChaplainWatch purpose. And we started to develop out of that this pioneer work.
I wondered who the hell he was, like who's this fella trying to push himself in here and and make out as though he's praying over people, you know. And then all of a sudden I realised that he wasn't really praying over people, he was helping them. Lance had this really flash red Falcon GXR. He had orange flashing lights on the roof. Oh, hang on, no it didn't. It had a white sign on the back. On that sign was Chaplain written in black. He had black hair back then. Actually, he did have hair, yeah. Then he got another one, same colour, and it was a V8 this time. He wanted a V8. He wanted to be able to beat me around the place. That's what it was. I've been a taxi driver for 45 years. I would never dream of picking up a fare in the valley. I wouldn't come near the place. You know, if you wanted to get your head bashed in or your car knocked about, that's all changed. Lance's crew has tamed that. They've come out here and they have helped to tame the valley. Without Lance, this would not have occurred.
We would come out about 9 o'clock at night, and at that time we'd stick around till about 1 or 2.
Right in the beginning, we did a lot of work with homeless people, which I really loved. We'd connect with people on the streets and just get around them and see what their needs were and just build relationships with them, actually, which was lovely. And then after that, we would then start driving around in the streets and look for trouble.
We started to get quite a few interventions, responding to people. That's where I started to realise that we needed to be not office bound, we needed to be mobile, not to be able to hold back and wait for people to come to us or we get the call out, but that we would actually go looking for people. We found them sleeping on park benches, in the gutters, we found them in doorways, in dark alleys, and we intentionally intervened.
Lance truly believed in this. He believed in what he was doing, and he would sacrifice everything. He was, in the beginning, he was still working. He'd go to work in the day, and then I don't know if there was like a power nap in between, and then he'd stay up all night on the streets. And that is because he believed so strongly in this. It was like the cogs of this wheel were turning and nothing was going to stop it.
He then continued night after night, shift after shift, weekend after weekend, to be out here making a huge difference.
This was full time. In fact, I'd say there'd be years in the early stages where he may have missed 1 or 2 Fridays or Saturdays in a whole year.
We are so unique that the police were a little suspicious of us. The ambulance didn't really understand us and where we were at and what we were doing. I don't blame them because we still were not quite sure. We kept going as a volunteer for the next 3 or 4 years until about 2010, when the government actually called me in and said, we're going to be able to give you some small amount of funding, which was able to allow us to be able to purchase a vehicle. It allowed us to be able to pay some people some permanent part-time income. We started to bring the ethos of chaplaincy into the nighttime economy. And over time, we've seen a massive reduction in violence. We've seen a massive reduction in irresponsible service of alcohol. We found great support from the venues. The police also started to accept us with so much more gratitude because we would come along and take off their hands people that they may have to stand around for a long time looking after.
ChaplainWatch is really an integral part of our operation, how we work within the Safe Night Precinct. The volunteers, the organisation really have helped alleviate a lot of the work that we do. And then as they've grown, other organisations have come on board and really interact with them, like the Queensland Ambulance Service.
We see an issue, we get there quickly, and if we can diffuse it, we will. If we can intervene, we will. The number of lives we have saved, the number of sexual assaults we have saved cannot be counted, and we go through till 4 a.m, both Friday and Saturday nights. And then we also have mobile patrols out on weekdays, Wednesday, Thursday and Sunday nights, which means that we're on the streets in Brisbane City Valley and Caxton streets 5 nights a week, and all the way up through the major centres of our state. There are now support services all doing similar things to what we have developed. But it all started 20 years ago, and since then I've had some most amazing people come on board. Guys that have been with me for 13, 14 years, and they've just stuck with it, and they've caught the vision, they live with the vision, they hold the vision. And now moving forward, I am so confident and thrilled and honoured to have Jesse as the CEO for ChaplainWatch.
The Lance that I met, I was astounded by getting in the car with this guy who clearly had a passion, with no holds barred, and would just go and get in any situation. I actually said to him in the car, I think on my second shift, I'm so amazed by how effective this organisation is when it's so maverick. It's that spirit and that heart that Lance brought right back in 2001 when he crossed the road to save somebody's life. That same spirit has been at the heart and continues to be at the heart of everything we do. 20 years is an incredible legacy. It's 20 years not measured in time, not measured in calendars, not even measured in weekends, but measured in people helped, people served, and people cared for. I've heard it said that we overestimate what we can achieve in a day, but we underestimate what we can achieve in a year. Lance has proven that one man with a passion and a vision can change a city. That's what the 20-year story of ChaplainWatch is all about.
It is less violent now because Lance did what he did. Because he stepped out and said, I'll do this.
This one guy has got out there and got a group of people around him to come out and tame this area, tame the valley and the city, and make them into safe places for people to go out at night time and enjoy themselves.
Lance should be very proud of his legacy, what he's achieved with the organisation of ChaplainWatch, how it's evolved and how it's spread its wings and the arms.
I am so glad that there are people like this in the city to look out for young people, because I have 4 young people. I am incredibly blessed to know that they will be taken care of when their good times go bad.
20 years is quite an amazing feat. I just love the fact that when you look back at the early organisation, to where it is today, is quite amazing. But the one thing that's been consistent is the passion, the commitment and dedication of all the people involved in ChaplainWatch. I'm looking forward to playing my part in the future as well, to actually see if we can make it grow to the next stage, and that really excites me. And being around such a great group of people, why wouldn't I actually want to be a part of it?
I can see the spreading to the whole of Australia, and it really is a gift for the community. So look out, Australia, ChaplainWatch has arrived.
There's an intense satisfaction in knowing where ChaplainWatch has come from to now. 20 years of active service. And it is with intense faith and belief that the future for ChaplainWatch is just as bright, if not brighter. And I wish it all the best.